الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وصلى الله وسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وسلم تسليما كثيرا وبه نستعين وما توفيقي إلا بالله عليه توكلت إليه أنيب أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Alhamdulillah, we thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We glorify Him. I bear witness there is no deity worthy of worship except Allah. He has no associate, He has no partner. And I bear witness that our leader, Nabiuna Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, is the true slave and messenger of Allah. May Allah's peace and blessings be upon him, his companions, his family, and all those who follow right guidance till the end of time. We thank Allah for giving us this opportunity to be gathered in this masjid of Federal University of Technology, Mina, to continue taking our lessons from the glorious Quran. Today, Ramadan 15th of this year, 1446 year after the hijrah of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, which is equivalent to 15th of March 2025. And we are taking lessons from Surah Al-A'raf, that is chapter 7 of the glorious Quran. We stopped at verse 46. And inshallah, we'll continue from verse 47 today. Chapter 7, verses 47. Now, Bismillah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وإذا صرفت أبصارهم تلقاء أصحاب النار قالوا ربنا لا تجعلنا مع القوم الظالمين.
Allah Ta'ala says, وَإِذَا صُرِفَتْ أَبْصَارُهُمْ تِلْقَاءَ أَصْحَابِ النَّارِ قَالُوا رَبَّنَا لَا تَجْعَلْنَا مَعَ الْقَوْمِ الظَّالِمِينَ. Allah Ta'ala is still discussing with us the issue of interaction that will take place between the people of hell and the people of Jannah, and then those that are in between, Ashab al-Araf. This is like a virtual interaction in our today's technology, isn't it? A virtual interaction where you have people from somewhere with a different situation or condition, and another people from somewhere with a different situation and condition, but interacting. They are interacting, they are discussing. So we see when Allah Ta'ala say, in between them, there is hijab, there is barrier. So this barrier is a barrier that does not stop interaction regarding seeing, regarding talking, regarding hearing. But it's a barrier that separates based on technology today. We might decide to have a program now, or maybe 5 o'clock, 5 p.m. A program where we are going to maybe prepare a special discussion. And then we want to engage another masjid, maybe in Medina or Mecca, at the same time. And then we want to be interacting together with them. Maybe the speaker is here or the speaker is there. He will be talking, we will be talking together. He will be asking us questions, we will be asking him questions. Is it possible? It's possible today, isn't it? And then, if it is 5 p.m., we are here talking, they are talking, we will see them eating and drinking, isn't it? And we might ask them, why are you eating now? They say, why are you not eating? Why are you not breaking your fast? Because the condition, they fast. But it's the same something. You see, Allah is telling us so many other things in the glorious Quran that years before now might not be really imagined. Some might begin to be imagining, how can the people of hell be talking to the people of Jannah? And then they are interacting. They are asking this, and that. Why is the people of Jannah not feeling the heat of the hellfire? Whereas it was being said that the hotness of that fire, you can travel 70 miles, 100 distance away, and you will be hearing. Then why is this not happening? So Allah have shown us through technology, isn't it? That's one of the ayats of Allah Ta'ala. That is possible. So even this issue of sharing food, that they are talking in Jannah, that the people of hell will be saying, give us something from your drink, let us take. Technology now is trying to imitate that, isn't it? Maybe you are here, you can go for shopping, to buy what is hundreds or thousands of kilometers away from you. So what we are trying to say is that Quran is speaking to people of every time. Quran is speaking to people of every time. If you are unable to discover a particular statement of the Quran, a time will come that you will discover that. Like what we are witnessing now, our predecessors might not actually have witnessed that, but they believe in the Quran, they believe in the truth, and therefore they confirm that it is real. But they didn't see it, and today we are seeing part of it today. May Allah assist us. So Allah Ta'ala told us that that particular partition, the people of hell are there, the people of Jannah are there, but they are interacting. وَإِذَا صُرِفَتْ أَبْصَارُهُمْ أي وَكُلَّمَا اتَّجَهَتْ أَبْصَارُهُمْ إِلَى جِهَةِ أَهْلِ النَّارِ. That means the people of Araf, Ashabul Araf, those ones that are on the elevators at the partition. Whenever their eyes is turned, that means وَإِذَا صُرِفَتْ أَبْصَارُهُمْ تِلْقَاءَ أَصْحَابِ النَّارِ. When they turn here and see the people of hell, they will see the terrible punishment that the people of hell are passing through. قالوا, they will say, رَبَّنَا, O our Lord, لَا تَجْعَلْنَا مَعَ الْقَوْمِ الظَّالِمِينَ. O our Lord, never should you join us together with these wicked and evil people. Never should we be mixed together with these people that have wronged themselves. Meaning, they see the situation, they see the circumstance, but they have not entered Jannah. So what they are here is asking Allah to do what? Protect us so that we don't fall victims of the similar situation that these people are facing. This also tells us, in this dunya, if you see some people in a terrible problem, in a calamity, or in a trial, or a test, you ask Allah Ta'ala to protect you so that you don't fall into that situation. Ask Allah for protection. There is a dua. If, for example, you visit a sick person, you see someone afflicted with terrible sickness, maybe very scary situation, you see that. You ask Allah, you say, Alhamdulillah, alladhi afani mimma ibtalaka bihi wa faddala li ala kathirin mimman khalaqa tafdila. You now say, oh Allah, Alhamdulillah, I thank you, Allah. Alhamdulillah, alladhi afani mimma ibtalaka bihi. I thank Allah who has saved me with what He has tested and tried you with. Meaning, I thank Allah that I'm healthy, and the kind of situation that He has tested you, I thank Him that He has saved me, that I'm not part of it. And He elevated me and raised my position above so many in different situations or sort of categories or grades. So if you see someone afflicted, you ask Allah to protect you. If you see someone afflicted, you thank Allah for your situation, so that Allah will, and scholar says this dua, if you do it, Allah will not test you with similar affliction, inshallah. You see someone afflicted with a very terrible, scary situation, is it sickness or whatever, you do this supplication, immediately you see him. Alhamdulillah, alladhi afani mimma ibtalaka bihi wa faddalani ala kathirin mimman khalaqa tafdila. Inshallah, you'll be protected, you will not be afflicted with similar sickness or illness. So these people now, the Ashabul Araf, we now ask Allah Ta'ala, oh Allah Ta'ala, do not join us together with these people that have wronged themselves are in hell. وَنَادَى أَصْحَابُ الْأَعْرَافِ.
ونادى أصحاب الأعراف رجالا يعرفونهم بسيماهم قالوا ما أغنى عنكم جمعكم وما كنتم تستكبرون.
ونادى أصحاب الأعراف رجالا يعرفونهم بسيماهم قالوا ما أغنى عنكم جمعكم وما كنتم تستكبرون. Those Ashab al-A'raf that are yet to be admitted into Jannah or hell, this Ashab al-A'raf, as they are watching, they will now see those people that have been admitted into hell. They will identify some special people. They will identify, يَعْرِفُونَهُمْ بِسِيمَاهُمْ. They will identify them with their own features. You know, as said earlier, people will be identified by their features in Jannah with the brightness of their own forehead that they used to serve Allah Ta'ala. They will be identified with the brightness of their own joints where they used to perform ablution. They will be identified with all the beautiful distance. While the people of hell, may Allah protect us, all those spots will be very dark because there is no sign of brightness. And that is why, as we mentioned, you see all the prophets, including Adam, including Abraham, including Ismail, including Moses, including Jesus Christ, including Nabiuna Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, all of them, they used to bow down and put their forehead on the ground. You go and read all of them. And they used to clean themselves before performing, before worshiping Allah Ta'ala. Is there in the Bible regarding cleaning and washing yourself before you worship Allah? And is there in the Bible that Jesus used to put his forehead on the ground? Those putting their forehead on the ground, it will be bright on the day of Al-Qiyamah. Those that are not doing that, it will be dark spots. So those will be identified. In the same thing, people will be identified by some features. What they are used to in this dunya, they will be identified with those particular features in Akhirah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be with us. So this Ashabul A'raf that are standing in between will now see some people with some features, certain features in them. What is those features? When they see them, they'll say, Ma aghna ankum jam'ukum wa ma kuntum tastakbirun. So all those huge number of people around you, or all those huge things you have been gathering, jam'ukum, have not saved you in this particular situation, and all those arrogance that you are showing you are this, and that didn't save you, meaning they will identify them as people that in this dunya, they are considered great in terms of resources, in terms of people around them, in terms of whatever they amass, and they are people that are so arrogant that they are identified as people that are seen to be like unique people in this dunya. There are certain people that you can never see them alone, isn't it? They are always with huge people around them. And some of them, they are so arrogant. They feel that they are above everyone. So those are the kind of people that this Ashabul A'raf will say, so all this thing you have been piling up, the people that are in it, some scholars says, the Jam'uhum is population. Maybe they are huge in number. So their number did not add them in anything. Because with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it's not how many you are regarding your number, but how qualitative is your number. You see, Rasulullah said, you should marry so that you will be much in number or be happy and proud of you on the day of Qiyamah. Scholar says this number that the Prophet will be happy is a qualitative number, not quantitative. Not how much in number. You are in millions, but then you cannot do much that some people in thousands are doing. I saw one post sometimes back. Someone was analyzing the achievement of our Muslim brothers in UK, brothers and sisters. Maybe some of you have seen this post. They are small in number, but go and see their achievement in terms of what they have won between them and government, what they were able to establish for the Muslims, and so many other things. And then come and see us in huge number. And then you see what we are able to achieve in our community and society. So it's not the number in terms of quantity, but in terms of quality that matters. If you have few people, the Sahaba of Rasul, the companions of Rasul, all of them, they are not up to the people of Niger State. All the companions, all of them. Scholars listed their number, like people like Ibn Asir, in their own, when they are given the history of companions, each and one and so number of them, that they are not up to 1 million. The companions of Rasul Sallallahu they are a little above 250,000. That's the population that was actually recognized. But look at what they have contributed in terms of whatever you can talk of that has to do with good, while being with Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and even after Rasul, the legacies they left behind. But then come and count our number. In Nigeria, I believe Muslims, we are more than 2 or 3 million, isn't it? We are more than that. How many millions we are? We are talking about over 50-something or 60-something% in this particular country that is talking of over 100-something million. But then still, you see, when you take all indices of development, come and count us and see how we can be compared with others. Not only in the northern region, even in the southern region. Go and see, compare the Muslims there and the non-Muslims there. Anywhere we are. Compare what we are doing with what others are doing. So we need to take up and pick the challenge. It's not about quantity, but it's about quality. This is what is all that will assist us. And these people, arrogance. People around you, people hailing you, people taking you this, that will not add anything to you before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala if you have not followed Allah. So the people, Ashabul A'raf, they will say, وَنَادَى أَصْحَابُ الْأَعْرَافِ رِجَالًا يَعْرِفُونَهُمْ بِسِيمَاهُمْ, that they will identify them by their signs. قَالُوا, they will say, مَا أَغْنَى عَنْكُمْ جَمْعُكُمْ وَمَا كُنْتُمْ تَسْتَكْبِرُونَ. All your arrogance in this dunya and what you have gathered have not benefited you in anything. You have gathered if it is money. Allah Ta'ala said in one chapter of the glorious Quran, He said, أَلْهَاكُمُ التَّكَاثُرُ حَتَّى زُرْتُمُ الْمَقَابِرِ. Some of you, your mind have been taken away. You have been carried away. Al-Hakum al-Takathur, you have been carried away by much, by number. Much money, much position, much certificates, much recognition, much this, they're all at Takathur. So much, you always want to pile upon piling. Your CV is very full, your account is very full, your this is very, you are everywhere at Takathur. Allah said, this thing have taken your mind away. Al-Hakum al-Takathur. Hatta zurtumul maqabir. You continue in this stage until when you now finally find yourself in the grave. And then when you come in the grave, you see all the CVs now have stopped your working. You see all the certificates now have stopped working. You see all the money now have stopped benefiting you. You see all the checks you have been signing. If you die, if that check is taken to the bank, it will not honor it. Once they know that you are dead, they will not honor it again. They will ask for other things to confirm that yes, that sin is real. So why should you be carried away by that? There was a time we visited someone. The person died. When we visited, we saw the huge what do you call it, papers and books and publications and so many other things with that particular person being taken away out. In fact, some of the papers were being burnt. They were being burnt and this thing. And some of us will start talking, say, look at all this huge contribution in terms of this is now going away. Nothing will benefit that person other than what the person will have done that benefit people and is in accordance with the teachings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we shouldn't be carried away by all these huge whatever. Is it a huge number of publications, huge number of resources, huge number of people, huge this, huge that? We shouldn't be carried away by that. And sometimes we even see this in our society. Sometimes if you go to some of our offices of our big ones, you go and see piles of projects. People have spent years or months to write those particular theses or projects, isn't it? Thesis. And then you see it piled. If he died, if that thing had not been translated into real practical something, it will just rot in there. And that's all. May Allah protect us. So let us be concerned with what is impactful. What is what? Impactful. What can bring results and what is acceptable to Allah. Those are the things that should be concerned about. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say, وقالوا ما أغنى عنكم جمعكم وما كنتم تستكبرون أهؤلاء الذين نعم
أهؤلاء الذين أقسمتم لا ينالهم الله برحمة ادخلوا الجنة لا خوف عليكم ولا أنتم تحزنون.
So the Ashab al-Araf still, those people that are in between, not yet admitted into Jannah, but they have been saved from hell. Why? They are not yet being permitted to go into Jannah. So they are addressing those people that are already in hell. May Allah protect us. Just I say, like in this dunya, we have virtual interaction, right? They are discussing even though their environment and situation differs. So they will now talking to these people, say, أَهَؤُلَاءِ الَّذِينَ أَقْسَمْتُمْ لَا يَنَالُهُمُ اللَّهُ بِرَحْمَةٍ ادخلوا الجنة لا خوف عليكم ولا أنتم تحزنون. So this أهؤلاء الذين أقسمتم, these people al-Arab, they will now be talking to those people that are already in hell, that are highly regarded in this dunya, highly respected in this dunya. They were so arrogant in this dunya. They have so much in this dunya. They will say, أهؤلاء الذين أقسمتم, is it these ones, those that you are seeing in paradise now? Are they the one that you were swearing while you were in this dunya? La yanaluhum Allahu bi rahmah, that Allah will never visit them with anything of His mercy, that it is all lies. These are the people that you are looking down upon. These are the people that you are not even regarding, that you don't think they are qualified to benefit from anything from God, from Allah, that you are highly placed. Are these the ones that you are talking to them that they are now enjoying while you are here in hell? Because in this dunya, some people look down upon others, isn't it? Because they have money, because they have position, because they have people, because they have this and that, they look down upon the others. They take them as nobody. But at the end, those people that are taken as nobody, if they stick to the rules and regulations set by Allah Ta'ala, they earn the mercy and rahmah of Allah, and these people will now go to the other side. And that's why, don't look down upon somebody. Do not look down upon another person. Maybe because you have knowledge, maybe more than him. But he also has his own knowledge in an area that you also do not know. Someone said there is nobody that knew everything. And there is nobody who can say he don't know anything. So what you think you know, that person didn't know, there is something he knew that you also don't know. You remember that story of that, it's a story, I think it's a joke, isn't it? That one professor was traveling. So he went to a village. When he went to the village, he wanted to cross the particular river. So he saw the village man, that was one village youth, he was riding canoe, like that. So he joined the canoe. He was discussing with them, have you gone to school? No, I've never gone to school. This is all I'm surviving. Say, oh, you have missed everything. So you have not gone to school. You have not gone this and that. he started looking down upon him and telling him so many things. So while they were moving, the canoe started capsizing and was misbehaving. He asked him, have you gone to school of swimming? He said, I have not. He said, you have lost everything. So he jumped in there and allowed the professor there. So you don't look at somebody, you say he didn't know anything. There will be a time you know he knows something. And you see that sometimes if after death, if people die, you see the architects that will go and build that particular place. Who are the architects? That will be your final soul. They are the ones that you are looking down upon. They are the ones to go and dig your grave. They are the ones, they will go and measure it, measure this, and then put you there. So don't look down upon them. Like someone said in Hausa, they said, the Imam Gatangawa, that Imam is the, what do you call it? What can I put it in English? The inheritor. No, I think it's better to put that. Imam is, what do you call it? Is highly respected by the dead. Let me put it this way. Meaning after that, you see all big, mighty, close people, they will be asking, where is the Imam? Where is the Imam? To know, they will know the value of Imam, isn't it? So don't look down upon anybody. Because even if it is Quran, you have Quran, you can translate Quran, you have memorized Quran. Who told you that's a guarantee you'll enter Jannah? Yes, it's an instrument that you can use to enter Jannah, but it's not a guarantee. Because if your attitude, your behavior goes contrary to the Quran, you'll be punished. And Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam told us, among the people that will be punished in the first instance are people that are lanat, but they refuse to use their education. At the end, they will be sent into punishment. And those people you are looking down upon, maybe they are innocent people, just ordinary people doing their best to serve Allah Ta'ala. So do not look down upon anybody. Rasulullah is saying, Rubba ash'asa aghbara. There are situations and cases, you see someone, you look down upon him, very wretched. He is not wearing clean and very nice clothes. If he come, people will ask him, please give chance, stay there. Nobody considered him, but law aqsama ala Allah la abarra. If I can swear to Allah, Allah will save him because he's a great person before Allah. But you don't know. So like we are seeing here, who do you know is the greatest person? Only Allah knows. Maybe the other person that you think, this person is nobody. He may be the greatest person with Allah, you don't know. And the person you are assuming, this particular person, yes, is this. Do you know his position with Allah? You don't know. So the only thing is what? Seek from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you see people committing wrong, try as much as you can to ask Allah to save you not to also commit wrong. If you see people doing what is right, try to also have hope and pray to Allah so that you can be among those particular people. So these people say, are these the people you are swearing that la ilaha Allah bi rahmah, that Allah will not join them with his own rahmah and mercy? Then you are the losers now. So at the end, a declaration will be now made, Udkhulul Jannah la khawfun alaykum wa la antum tahzanun. So a declaration will be made regarding those people and the partition at that particular height. Udkhulul Jannah, now you should also enter Jannah. So at the end now, their own decision have been taken regarding them, that should also enter Jannah, la khawfun alaykum wa la antum tahzanun. You have nothing to fear, no anything that will make you to feel grieved. You will also join the people of Jannah. May Allah assist us. One other scholar says, this statement, Udkhulul Jannah, la khawfun alaykum wa la antum tahzanun, is the same as Ashabul Araf that will be saying that you see the people you are looking down upon them, they are the ones that this directive was given in their respect, that they should enter Jannah and they have nothing to fear, nor will they pass through any grief situation. May Allah assist us. Allah Ta'ala says, وَنَادَى أَصْحَابُ النَّارِ. Now.
ونادى أصحاب النار أصحاب الجنة أن أفيضوا علينا من الماء أو مما رزقكم الله. قالوا إن الله حرمهما على الكافرين.
ونادى أصحاب النار أصحاب الجنة أن أفيضوا علينا من الماء أو مما رزقكم الله. قالوا إن الله حرمهما على الكافرين. ونادى أصحاب النار. So the people of hell will be crying and calling and crying. They will call Ashab al-Jannah. They will now call the people of Jannah. They will call them. Now there is no ambiguity, isn't it? There is no ambiguity now. As I say, technology will tell you, even if people are in terrible punishment, they can communicate with people that are in the place, in situation of ease, isn't it? So Ashab al-Nar will now cry and make a call to who? Ashab al-Jannah. And afidu alayna min al-ma. Help us so that we can quench the thirst and the suffering we are passing through. We see you enjoy it. We see you in the state of enjoyment. Help us. Send something to us. Or with that thing that Allah has provided you are enjoying. Let us have a share of it. We are passing through a situation like this. We want you to help us so that something you are enjoying, quenching your thirst, something that you are enjoying and you are happily utilizing, help us and send this thing to us. Allah Ta'ala said, Qalu, the people that are enjoying in Jannah will say, Inna Allah. Indeed, it's unfortunate. Allah Ta'ala harramahuma. Allah has forbidden all these particular beautiful things, alal kafirin, on these people that are kuffar, people that rejected faith, people that rejected and never accepted the deen of al-Islam, and never accepted the teachings that Allah Ta'ala sent. Allah has made this sin prohibited and unlawful, that it will never be sent to them. It is in this dunya that they have enjoyed what Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala have created for them. So what is there to enjoy the blessings of Allah Ta'ala while in this dunya? Serve Allah, believe in Him, worship Him, and do what He wants you to do. And from there you enjoy His blessings even in Akhirah. We, as Allah mentioned earlier, that this dunya is for everybody. This dunya is وَجَعَلْنَا فِيهَا مَعَايِشْ, isn't it? This dunya is for everybody. Everybody can enjoy. A criminal, a good person, a bad person, whoever can enjoy. But Akhirah is only reserved for the pious. And that is the translation of Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim by some scholars. Ar-Rahman, Allah's Rahmah encompasses everybody, and everybody enjoy the Rahmah of Allah. But Ar-Rahim, وَكَانَ بِالْمُؤْمِنِينَ رَحِيمًا, that bountiful gifts and blessings of Allah after death is only for those people that obey His command. It's only for those people that accept Him. And how do you show that you have that particular iman? Accept Islam with sincerity and submit yourself to the teachings of Allah with sincerity and implement this particular teaching that Allah Ta'ala has promised that you are also going to enjoy after death. I pray Allah assist us. الذين اتخذوا نعم
الذين اتخذوا دينهم لهوا ولعبا وغرتهم الحياة الدنيا فاليوم ننساهم كما نسوا لقاء يومهم هذا وما كانوا بآياتنا يجحدون.
Who are the kafirin? Allah give their attributes, their qualities, how they are. الذين اتخذوا دينهم لهوا ولعبا وغرتهم الحياة الدنيا فاليوم ننساكم كما نسوا لقاء يومهم هذا وما كانوا بآياتنا يجحدون. الذين اتخذوا دينهم, these are who rejected faith, who will not enjoy that blessings of Allah. They are the one اتخذوا دينهم, they took their religion lahawan wa la'iba, as a sport, as a game, as a play. So they took religion not with seriousness. They were just taking it as a pastime, as something that is just for a play, as something that is just like a sport, just something like a game. You know, there are people that call themselves, they are culturally religious, cultural Christians or cultural Muslims or cultural this. Meaning they just found out that that is their culture and tradition. They woke up and they take it. They are identified with that religion only because that's their culture. That's how they were brought up. Not because they believe in it sincerely. These people, that religion will never benefit them. So the people that take their religion not for a serious matter, they take it as a play. They take it as a pastime, something that they can do and then live. Allah Ta'ala said, وَغَرَّتْهُمُ الْحَيَاةُ الدُّنْيَا. Those people that the worldly things, materialism have deceived them. They were deceived by money. They were deceived by this dunya. They were deceived by anything of this particular dunya. They were carried away. Anything if it is not money, anything if it is not dunya, anything if it is not material, anything if it is not this, that's not where their attention is. But their attention is always carried away by this. Allah Ta'ala said this is their attribute. فَالْيَوْمَ. So today after death, you know we are talking about another situation that is in Akhirah. We discussed a life before dunya, right? With Adam. We discussed life in this dunya, and we are now discussing life after death. So for Yawm, today, after death, you have now returned back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah said, Nansahum, we will forget about them. We'll never care about their situation. Kama nasu liqa yawmihim hadha. Just in the same way that they didn't bother about a day like this. They never care about a day like this. They don't even discuss it. They never pay attention to a day like this. So in the same way that they never pay attention to a day like this, we will never pay attention to them also in this particular day. Because they have forgotten about it, today also Allah have forgotten about them. This is a very serious and important issue. Someone who is enslaved to materialism, someone who's looking for these worldly things have made him to forget about his salat, to forget about his ibadah, to forget about his days, and never take it serious. In similar way, Allah Ta'ala will forget about him day for Qiyamah. May Allah protect us. And that is why Allah did not prohibit us from seeking for our means of livelihood. Allah did not prohibit us from doing all those things that will benefit us in this dunya, but at the same time, it shouldn't carry us away. We should be among the people that Allah Ta'ala mentioned in the 4 categories of human beings. Allah mentioned 4 categories of human beings. We should be in the categories of those that are the last 2 categories. Who are the first categories? Allah Ta'ala said, وَمِنَ النَّاسِ Among mankind there are those that even if they are going to pray, they will say, رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيَا وَمَا لَهُ فِي الْآخِرَةِ مِنْ خَلَاقٍ. There are people that all they are concerned, let us get this dunya. Let us get this dunya. They don't have any thinking about akhirah. آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيَا وَمَا لَهُ فِي الْآخِرَةِ مِنْ خَلَاقٍ. Everything they want to get it now. Everything they want is in this dunya. They spend their time, they spend their energy, they spend their everything for this dunya. But al-akhirah, nothing. They have no concern about. So these are the first categories of people. The second category of people that we should struggle maybe to be in this category are those particular people that Allah Ta'ala said, there are among those man yaqulu rabbana atina fid dunya hasana wa fil akhirati hasana wa qina adhaban nar. Those that will pray to Allah, oh Allah, give us the good in this dunya and also the good in akhirah and protect us against the torment of hell. You will see them struggling in this dunya, working hard in this dunya, but at the same time struggling and working hard for akhirah. They are not forgetting akhirah, they are using this dunya also to get akhirah. Allah Ta'ala said, Ulaika lahum nasibun mimma kasabu, wallahu sari'ul hisab. These people will have a share of their efforts, what they have done, Allah Ta'ala will give them a reward. Then the third categories of people, Allah Ta'ala said, there are those particular people, man yashri nafsahu ibtigha'a mardatillah, wallahu ra'ufun bil ibad. There are people that will sell everything they have, even the dunya. They will give everything ibtigha'a mardatillah, just to win the pleasure of Allah. If Allah demand that they should give everything, they will give it. If Allah demand that they should give their life, they give it. If Allah demand everything, all in order to earn the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. These are very few. These are among the highest among the categories of human beings. Then the fourth category, which we shouldn't be, there are those particular people, man yu'jibuka qawluhu fil hayati dunya wa yushhidu Allah ala ma fi qalbihi wa huwa aladul hisab wa idha tawalla sa'a fil ard liyufsida fiha wa yuhlika al harsa wan nasl wallahu la yuhibbul fasad. There are among those people, man yu'jibuka qawluhu fil hayati dunya. If he talks, he will convince you. He is so eloquent in speech, he is so convincing in words, he will tell you so many things, but deep in him he's a deceiver. Deep in him he's a liar. Man yu'jibuka qawluhu fil hayati dunya. Everything about dunya, he can speak to you, he can talk to you, he can convince you. But then when it's talk about akhirah, or you talk about what is in him, he is just a deceiver. What is that sa'a fil ard? If he is given a chance to move around, sa'a fil ard, you will see him putting all effort he has in order to spread corruption, killings, destruction, maiming, and all other things. So this particular person is also a worst particular individual in this dunya. So how many categories of people we mentioned? 4 categories of people. The first is who? The person that is what? Concerned about this dunya. Does this particular person have any share in akhirah? Allah said no. How about who is the second person? Dunya. The one who puts effort in this dunya and also seeking for akhirah. This particular people, Allah said what? Ulaika lahum nasibun mimma kasabu wallahu sari'ul hisab. They have a share of their effort, isn't it? Allah Ta'ala will give them hopefully this dunya and akhirah. The third categories of people is who? That can give everything for the sake of Allah Ta'ala. Then the fourth category of people is who? You are like, may Allah protect us. Very eloquent, very convincing, very attractive, very distant, but deep in him, he's just a mere deceiver. He's just doing something for his own personal benefit. There are people like that. May Allah protect us. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said about the people that forget about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, فَالْيَوْمَ نَنْسَاهُمْ. Today we forget about them. We abandon them. كَمَا نَسُوا لِقَاءَ يَوْمِهِمْ هَذَا. In the same way they abandoned and they forgot about a day like this. وَمَا كَانُوا بِآيَاتِنَا يَجْحَدُونَ. And also regarding how they deny and they reject our ayats, our signs. The ayatina yajhadun, our signs, our ayats of Allah. You see, the ayats of Allah are so many, meaning the wonderful signs of Allah Ta'ala. That is enough to draw your attention to the reason why you should serve Allah Ta'ala. We are discussing today when we went for Ta'ziyah with one of our elders, one of our pros who was talking. You see the ayats of Allah so much, everywhere. You see the ayats of Allah Ta'ala, you look around you. You see the ayats of Allah, you look in you see the ayats of Allah everywhere. وَفِي كُلِّ شَيْءٍ لَهُ آيَةٌ تَدُلُّ عَلَىٰ أَنَّهُ وَاحِدٌ. You look everywhere, you see ayah that will tell you really Allah is one. Look at yourself. Look at the way you are. Look at what is happening around you. If you deeply reflect and think, you will know that there is something behind. It's not just for nothing. So this ayat that people just بِمَا كَانُوا بِآيَاتِنَا يَجْحَدُونَ, say no, just forget, it's natural. It's natural. After all, it has been happening. It's natural. So they forget about this. They don't want to reflect deep about it. These are the people that Allah Ta'ala will also forget about them because they never pay attention to the ayats of Allah Ta'ala. Allah Ta'ala said, وَقَدْ جِئْنَاهُمْ نَعْمُ
وَلَقَدْ جِئْنَاهُمْ بِكِتَابٍ فَصَّلْنَاهُ عَلَىٰ عِلْمٍ هُدًى وَرَحْمَةً لِقَوْمٍ يُؤْمِنُونَ.
Allah Ta'ala said, وَلَقَدْ جِئْنَاكُمْ بِكِتَابٍ فَصَّلْنَاهُ عَلَىٰ عِلْمٍ هُدًى وَرَحْمَةً لِقَوْمٍ يُؤْمِنُونَ. Now back to us. You see how Quran talks? Now back to us and back to those listening to the ayahs of Allah. Back to those reciting the ayahs of Allah. We have heard the story of Adam. We have heard what did happen. We have heard about the experience of Adam, how the devil deceived him, and how he now submitted to that particular temptation, and then the consequences that followed, and how he asked Allah for forgiveness and Allah forgave him. And then how he now finally come to this dunya, and then the struggle between good and evil that has been happening. And then Allah now told us about this particular dunya, not to be tempted, not to be carried away, not to be deceived. And then he now told us about what will happen in Akhirah regarding the people of hell and the people of paradise, and the conversation that will take place between them, the kind of regrets that will come to those people that refuse to heed to the warnings of Allah Ta'ala, and the type of enjoyment that the people that submitted themselves to Allah will enjoy. So Allah is coming back to us. Allah is saying, وَلَقَدْ جِئْنَاهُمْ بِكِتَابٍ فَصَّلْنَاهُ عَلَىٰ عِلْمٍ هُدًى وَرَحْمَةً لِقَوْمٍ يُؤْمِنُونَ. But then, what have happened? Allah did not abandon them in this dunya. Allah did not leave them like that. You know, in Akhirah, Allah says He abandoned them. He forgets about them just like they forgot and abandoned His ayat. But then while in this dunya, وَلَقَدْ جِئْنَاهُمْ بِكِتَابٍ, we have brought a book to them. We have not left them like that. Allah did not leave this dunya without a guide. We have brought a guide to them. We have sent the books to them. We have sent the messengers to them. The clear evidence and proof regarding all these things have been sent to them. بِكِتَابٍ فَصَّلْنَاهُ عَلَىٰ عِلْمٍ, that we have detailed its explanation based on knowledge. Detailed explanation. That's why Quran based its evidences on knowledge, on evidence. The evidences are very clear. The proofs are very clear. There is nothing ambiguous in it. There is nothing that will tell you that, no, you don't understand this until you are this, and that. No, it's very clear. Just go and learn. Once you learn, there is nothing to hide regarding the book of Allah Ta'ala. Just go and study it. Allah is speaking to you. Allah is talking to you. Allah is giving you direction. Allah is guiding you. So by the time you, the people of hell, have found yourself here, and Allah has abandoned you, in the dunya, Allah did not abandon you. In dunya, وَلَقَدْ جِئْنَاهُمْ بِكِتَابٍ, we have brought a book to them, فَصَّلْنَاهُ عَلَىٰ عِلْمٍ, that we have detailed the explanation based on knowledge, and that book that was sent hudan wa rahmatan liqaumin yu'minun. This book has been said as a guide. Kitabun anzalnahu ilayka mubarakun liyadabbaru ayati wa liyatadhakkara ulul albab. The glorious Quran, Allah sent it as a book that is a blessed book for you to think and reflect, and then deeply reflect over the content, the ayat, so that you follow it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. It's a guide. It's not just for you to beautifully recite it, beautifully memorize it, and then use it in order for you to get position, or people hail you, or people praise you, or you now claim and you are this. No, it is a book of guidance. And that is why when Aisha radiallahu anha was explaining the life of Rasul, she said Rasul is Quran in practical. Quran in practical. Anything you see in the glorious Quran that Allah directed that it should be implemented, Rasul have implemented it in his life. And anything you see that the Quran direct that people should shun it, the Prophet has shunned it in his life. And that is why the companions, a report was reported, some of them used to say that we used to take like 10 verses, we'll go and reflect over it, we'll implement it, we'll do, before we now come and add more. Because all we want is to get what we'll go and implement, not just what we'll go and memorize and rehearse alone. So Allah Ta'ala said, we have sent this particular book with clear explanation and clear, detailed way, based on knowledge and a guidance. Hudan wa rahmatan, and also it's a mercy. The book of Allah is full of mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then, but this is only liqawmi yu'minun, to those people who truly believe. So the call here is that let us be believers, and then let us benefit from the guidance of Quran, and then it will assist us even after death. I pray Allah Ta'ala assist us and guide us. So inshallah, this is why we are going to stop today. What we have studied today is we are discussing about akhirah, about what will happen after death. And we have seen that what will happen after death, people will be categorized into categories. There are those that will be passing through different troubles and torments, and there are those that will be enjoying. But then Allah will create a situation where they can be conversating, so that they can share. The people enjoying will see what Allah have done to them by the time they see the people that are in hell, while the people in hell will see the people enjoying, so that will add more to the pain that they will pass through because of what they have committed in terms of disobeying Allah Ta'ala while they are living in this dunya. And we are also told about those that will be at the partition, at that particular height where they have not been declared as people of hell or people of paradise, and who will be now making comments regarding the happenings in this particular situation, especially for those people that have been looking down upon others. Allah will not do anything to them. They are nobody, they are not regarded, and at the end, they see those particular people that they are disregarded in this dunya, Allah have elevated their position and admitted into Jannah. So all this will serve as what? As a very good lessons to us, so that it can change some of our negative and bad attitude that is costing us a lot, especially in this dunya. We also learn where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us about those people, disbelievers. He gave some of their attributes, as they don't take their religion with seriousness. They don't take their religion with seriousness. They just take it as just like a joke, just like a sport, just like a game, just like something that if they wish, they just do. So this particular people, Allah Ta'ala told us that it is what they are doing is part of the attributes of the disbelievers. Another thing is those that are enslaved to materialism. They are carried away by this dunya. They never give attention or pay attention to anything that has to do with their akhirah. They are concerned about their material makeup. They are not concerned about their spiritual makeup. They continue to build their body. They eat the most delicious food. They enjoy the most delicious days. They do all this. All these things are not haram. But they forget about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they forget about our akhirah, and that is now what landed them to a position they landed. Pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala assist us. Someone was saying, Hubbud dunya ra'asu kullu khati'ah. By the time you become enslaved to this dunya, that is the main root cause of all evil you see. Hubbud dunya ra'asu kullu khati'ah. The love, attachment to materialism is the cause of most troubles you see in this dunya. And I pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala assist us. We pray Allah, not that we discard this dunya, but let us see the four categories of mankind, so that we try. If you cannot be the third, those that will give everything in order to win the pleasure of Allah and not complaining. You know, there are some people, they will give everything and then they will come back and become liability to others. Or they will give everything, they will come back and complain, you know, I have done this, I have done it. They have destroyed their destiny. Or be at least among the second categories of people, those that they look for dunya, they look for akhirah. They struggle for dunya, they struggle for akhirah. May Allah Ta'ala guide our endeavors and bless whatever we are doing and put us on the right path of guidance. Inshallah, we'll stop here. We'll attend to some few questions. Time, cool? Okay. So inshallah, this today, the questions we have. This one said, Assalamu alaikum, sir. Please, I need your advice on this. My father is forcing me to marry someone I don't love. What should I do? This is a big problem. What should I do? I don't know. Is it written by a lady or by a boy? I don't know. By a man. So if your father is forcing you to marry the person you do not love, what should you do? What should I advise you to do? I can't advise you to a sort of rebel against your parents. I can never advise you to rebel against your parents. But at the same time, I will not advise the parent to force you to marry the person you do not love. So my advice to you is that find a way of striking a balance. And you can actually strike a balance. One, tell Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to find people that will be able to talk to the senses of your father. Let him realize that marriage is not based on forced union. Allah Ta'ala said regarding marriage, وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ أَنْ خَلَقَ لَكُم مِّنْ أَنفُسِكُمْ أَوْ جَعَلَ خَلَقَ لَكُم مِّنْ أَنفُسِكُمْ أَزْوَاجًا. He said, لِتَسْكُنُوا إِلَيْهَا وَجَعَلَ بَيْنَكُم مَّوَدَّةً وَرَحْمَةً. One of the ayats of Allah is that He created your spouses for you. He created partners for you. And then وَجَعَلَ بَيْنَكُم مَّوَدَّةً, and He placed love between you. Warahama, and kindness. Love and kindness. These are the pillars of marriage. If there is no love and there is no kindness in between the two, then that particular marriage will have been built on a very false foundation and it will not last. So love and kindness should be the driving force that will bring marriage into being. And that is why there was a similar incident that happened. Someone came and asked Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, it's a lady. She told Rasul something similar to this question you asked, that my father forced me to marry somebody. Does he have right to force me? The Prophet ﷺ said, no, he didn't have right to force you. Do you get that? She said, okay. So then she went back, she accepted what her father did to her. She said, but she only wanted to establish to the father that, look, what you are doing is not the correct thing. So the Sharia did not allow you to force me, but because this is what you want, let me just go into that. So if you now look at your father, maybe he has deeply think over so many things that you have never thought over. You know, you might just look at the immediate benefit as a lady, isn't it? Maybe you have seen him with flashy car, you have seen him very handsome, you have seen him very this, and you are carried away. But maybe your father have thought beyond that and probably have tried to search and begin to be questioning whether he's Yahoo boy, you know? Yahoo can have all these things, isn't it? And now he is warning you not to go into that. And he has one righteous person. He knew his parents, he knew his background, he knew how he was brought up, he knew everything about him, and he wants you to go and marry that. And then you feel he's forcing you. So maybe he has seen beyond what you are seeing, isn't it? So the best thing is try to have a very good conversation with your father and get someone whom your father so much respect. This issue usually comes. I had similar case when I advised her to go and seek for the opinion of a scholar that her father respects. She was saying I should talk to her father. I said, no, your father didn't know me. And he might not, but go and look at a scholar that your father respects. Go to that particular scholar, explain your own situation, convince the scholar to talk to him. By the time you talk to him, he might see reason that, no, this is what he's supposed to do. So I will never encourage children to rebel against their parents. But at the same time, I will never encourage parents to force their children towards the children are actually not in love with, especially regarding marriage. Because this is the future of someone. I was invited to one lecture today. I delivered a lecture today in the morning to Form 1 related to our Muslim women dedicated. And I gave the lecture they gave me regarding gender-based violence, domestic and gender-based violence. That was the topic I delivered in the morning. And then part of all these things we are talking, I added all these discussions, this issue. You know, so many things used to lead to a lot of problems we see in our society. If that love is not there, so many other things can come in. A lot of things can come in. But if the love is there, I mean, a lot of accommodation will come in. You see a sister, I mean, managing terrible situation under her own husband because there is love between him and her. So she understands the situation he's passing through, and she will persevere and carry on with life before Allah Ta'ala can now bless them to be out of it. And you see another one in her house, she lacks nothing. Virtually everything is there, but deep in her, she's passing through pains. Are there no situations like that? So the situation is that love and mercy should be the bedrock. If you want to give out your daughter, we discussed that yesterday, isn't it? Look for the person that have religion and somebody that have character. If you want to marry a sister, look for a sister that is religious. And from there, your marriage will be blessed. So I hope I have answered. Even if I have not answered, I think I have advised this particular person that sent this question. May Allah assist us. Assalamu alaikum. He said, may Allah bless you and all Muslims, Ameen, in this holy month of Ramadan. And may Allah increase you in patience and knowledge, Ameen. He said, Madam, is it permissible to have a pleasure bath with soap and sponge before spiritual bath after intercourse? Okay, I understand. The question here is that You know, in Islam there is Ghusl Janaba, for example. If you go and have an affair with your own spouse, for example, and then you ejaculate, you come out with a sperm, or even nothing comes out, but you have actually the affair with her, then both you and her used to go and it's mandatory for you to go and take a bath. That is called Ghusl Janaba. That particular bath, you have to take it with clean and pure water. So the person is asking, can you now take that bath with soap? No, you will not take it with soap. But then you can bath with soap, and then at the end, you follow it with this particular clean water to bath yourself. In the same way, you cannot use soap to take ablution, water that is contaminated with soap, and then you perform ablution with it. It is the same water that is okay for you to perform ablution, that you are going to perform that, use that particular water for the ghusl of janaba. That kind of ghusl. So if you use soap to take bath first, there is nothing bad. Then later you can follow it with the clean water. Or if you use the clean water and take the bath, you can follow it later with the soap. It's still okay. But then remember that if you touch your private part, and this is the second question. He said, what before a man if he have this kind of bath and then he has contact with his private part? Our scholar says if you are direct palms and hand, touch your private part as a man, then you need to repeat that particular ablution. But then the bath is still okay. But ablution, you have to repeat it. I pray Allah Ta'ala assist us. So this person is asking another question. So, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. May Allah reward you in abundance. My question is that, is it compulsory to perform janaza on the death, and then he put ritual bath in brackets on the death body, okay, that involved in accident and had serious cuts and cut into pieces. What Islam say on dying? I think I understand it now. So the ghusl that you are to give, that means bathing the corpse. This is a highly desirable, recommended sunnah, that is to give bath to the corpse. After the person have died, you now give him that particular bath. It's a sunnah very strong that you do that. But if that is not done, that does not affect the corpse in any way. But for you that will have not done that, then you have committed a sin, because it is something that is on the jama'ah. You know, there is what is called fardu kifaya, a responsibility that is on the community, that at least some people should be able to do that. But then, if the person is seriously injured in a way that the body is having injuries all over, our scholar says you can do tayammum to that body. In the same way you can do tayammum to your own body. Do you get that? If you cannot be able to, tayammum can be done on someone that have died and his body all over is injury. And if even the tayammum cannot be done, then there is no harm. He can just be shrouded like that, and then the prayer for the dead can be performed for him, and then he can be buried. Do you get that? So if there are situations that cannot warrant giving him that ritual bath, that is the ghusl for janaza, there is no harm, he can be buried like that. And then the prayer can be done to him. May Allah Ta'ala assist us. Then the next question, this person said, may Allah increase you in knowledge and good health. Regarding Salatul Qasr, for every 4 raka'at that are reduced to 2 raka'at, what's of Salatul Maghrib that has 3 raka'at? Is it also reduced to 2 raka'at? Salatul Qasr, that is the salat of a journey. If you are traveling, then you are supposed to reduce the 4 raka'at prayer into 2. It is only the 4 raka'at prayer that are affected. Salatul Zuhur, Salatul Asr, and Salatul Isha. This one will be reduced into 2. But if it is Salatul Subhi or Salatul Maghrib, you are supposed to observe the Salat incomplete. So Salatul Maghrib is not affected by Salatul Qasr, that is Salat for a journey. This person said, Assalamu alaikum. How do you repay miss raka'at during Taraweeh prayers, since the prayers continue non-stop? Yes, if the Imam have performed 1 raka'ah and he said salam, before he stood up for the next, you can stand up to bring the other raka'ah so that you can make it double, shafa'i. So you now bring the raka'ah. It doesn't mean you must read Fatiha and Surah. You can read briefly the Surah, the Fatiha alone, and then complete and then follow him. It is not always ideal you stop salat at 1 raka'ah if it is not witr. It is only if it is witr that you can stop at 1 raka'ah. But if it is not witr, then you should always make it to be double. I mean, to be in even number. So you complete and then follow the Imam in the subsequent Taraweeh prayer that is left behind. Then this one said, Assalamu alaikum, may Allah increase you in knowledge. Please, among those to enjoy zakat, who is the most considered? When Allah Ta'ala talk about sadaqah, Innama sadaqah, when he mentioned it, he mentioned al-fuqara and masakin. Fuqara and masakin, scholars are divided in opinion regarding who is faqir and who is miskin. Some say the faqir is that particular person that doesn't have what is enough for him, even though he has. He has like a salary earner who is enjoying salary. Do you get the point? He has what at least to take care of himself, but it's not enough. So this particular person is faqir. While the miskin is someone who on daily basis he has to look for what to maintain himself. Why some scholars say is the reverse that is the case. But in all situations, either miskin or faqir, these particular people that are needy are the ones that should be given first before you now look for the other one, like paying the debts of those people that are indebted, or those people that are travelers, or those people that wafir rekab, maybe that they are to free themselves if they are enslaved, or those people mu'allafatu qulubihim, those people that they are not Muslims, but they are trying to find a support so that they can support themselves to practice Islam. This one also can be given zakat, but as regarding preference, you give preference to the needy that will need immediate help. That one you give zakat. And some scholars say, especially those that are very close to you, that always look for your own assistance and help, try to give them so that at least you can increase the love between you and them, and you can also empower them so that next time they will not continue to be begging. So Allahu Akbar. But any of the 8 you give, the 8 category, if you jump this one, you give the other, you jump this one, it's still acceptable. It's all the issue of preference. Then this question said, Assalamu alaikum, may Allah increase you in knowledge. What is your take on those who sit down from sujood before stand up in the salat, while some stand up straight from sujood without sitting down first? This is called Jasatul Istirah. Jasatul Istirah is established in a hadith, and the hadith is authentic. That is, if you stand up in one raka'ah, you pause a little before you stand up to the next raka'ah. You ask me my take. My take is that go and learn under a scholar to teach you which among this one is more preferable. But all is okay. Whichever you do it, your salat is acceptable. I pray Allah assist us. Then this one said, is it possible to get married to your senior sister's son, to your senior sister's son's wife, after the son is late, being you as their uncle? Let me understand it. Senior sister's son, go. Senior sister's son's wife. No, you cannot marry your senior sister, isn't it? So you cannot marry her own son as well. Do you get that? So it is only uncles and aunties. Maybe your son's what do you call it? The son of your senior sister can marry the daughter, your own daughter. I hope this one is understood. So if you are brothers or brother and sisters, your children can marry themselves. Do you get that? But for you to marry that particular son, no, you will not marry that one. Or to marry, so there will be not marriage between you and your sister or those that married your sister. Do you get the point? Or along that particular line. But among your children, I think those are cousins, right? Those are cousins. So the cousins, they can marry among themselves. Islam did not prohibit that. That's the kind of marriage that took place between Ali bin Abi Talib and Fatima, the daughter of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Because Ali bin Abi Talib and Fatima, the father of Ali bin Abi Talib is like a father to Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And then Fatima was a daughter of Rasul. And then they were joined together for marriage. So it can happen. That means the son of a sister and the daughter of a brother, for them to marry together. This one is allowed. So I pray Allah Ta'ala assist. I hope I have answered this question well. The son, senior sister, son's, son's wife. Yes, no, the same thing. It's the same thing. You cannot marry child, something should not join you together. I pray Allah Ta'ala be with us. May Allah Ta'ala guide us. Whatever I say which is right, may Allah reward me and you and assist us to implement the best out of it. May Allah Ta'ala assist us and guide us and protect us. Somebody once asked me, especially this issue of the Jasatul Istirah and certain things, that sometimes if I talk about divided opinion of scholars, I would say yes, sometimes divided opinion of scholars regarding fiqh, I prefer asking you to go and study it under a scholar rather than just taking a verdict from someone and then before you realize it, you create a lot of confusion and this and that. Take every detail about salat in this particular environment of ours. Go and take Ahadari, read Ahadari from A to Z. You will understand so much about your salat. but you have not read anything about Ahadari, you just want pieces of fatwa, pieces of information. You gather this, you join this, you gather this, you join this. Before you realize that, the confusion become widespread in the community. It's better we go and study this book of fiqh. And these books of fiqh, they are not built on dividing people. They are built on intellectual a sort of research and studies. That some arrive that this is the best and others arrive at this is the best. So it shouldn't be the subject of argument or confusion or quarrels or division among the ummah. I pray Allah Ta'ala assist us. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ali Ibrahim innaka hamidun majid. Allahumma barik ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Ma barakta ala Ibrahim wa ali Ibrahim innaka hamidun majid. اللهم ربنا أرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وأرنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه واجعلنا من عبادك الراشدين برحمتك يا رب العالمين. اللهم ربنا تقبل صيامنا وقيامنا وركوعنا وسجودنا. اللهم يا حي يا قيوم برحمتك نستغيث أصلح لنا شأننا كله. اللهم ربنا يا حي يا قيوم يا أرحم الراحمين لا تدع لنا ذنبا إلا غفرته ولا هما إلا فرجته ولا دينا إلا قضيته ولا مريدا إلا شفيته ولا ميتا إلا رحمته ولا مبتلا إلا عافيته ولا حاجة من حوائج الدنيا والآخرة إلا قضيتها برحمتك يا رب العالمين. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وآل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد وبارك على محمد وآل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وآل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.